Spinning. Here we go. Hey, folks, we are back again. All right, y'all, it's episode 5. Super excited to be back with you. We're listening to a little bit of Feeding the Ducks. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Just a little moving and grooving here this afternoon on a super sunny Thursday in North Carolina. It also looks like it's quite sunny there in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Or is that just a mirage?
Right.
Well, I'll try and send some sunshine north to y'all. But we're excited to be back. Episode 5, like I had mentioned, hard to believe we're already this far into it. But today is going to be a fun one. We're going to start with another company value. It's just the way that we really like to kick these things off. In addition to that, we're going to dive into another marketing topic. Today is multimedia strategy. And no, folks, this is not your high school multimedia. This is multimedia in 2022 and what that means to you. We're going to wrap up with a little bit of a Find Things shout out. Someone local to the Altoona area that's really doing some exciting things. So we're going to kick it off here. Angie, why don't you run it for us? What is our kingdom mindset thought for the day?
Kindness.
We're
going to talk about kindness and that value at Yazoo, which is treating everyone with kindness, and how you do that in a complex world, and how you do that when you disagree with someone. So I think just talking in general as it applies to Yazoo, Eli is just checking yourself. There are things that upset all of us always, and to just constantly having that word kindness in our mind. Am I responding with kindness? Am I texting with kindness? Am I emailing with kindness? Am I actually doing this work with kindness? Because believe it or not, when you're doing work and you're stressed out and you're so annoyed, it comes through in your work.
Right.
And so that's the core value at Yazoo, doing your work with kindness, responding to people with kindness. Hey, we fail. Sometimes everybody does, but it's knowing that that's a core value. So then I think it's important to talk about, how do you do that in a complex world?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. I mean, you nailed it. We lived in a very quote unquote charged world today. You can get charged up by a lot of things, whether it's, societal, political, spiritual, any business, and everybody comes from different makes, backgrounds, and it's unfortunate that we've become very charged as a society. I think that's one of the most frustrating parts. But I can also look at situations where I've gotten charged up, and it is really important to keep in the back of your mind kindness, because the more that we act with kindness, the more that positivity comes out. It exudes your excitement. It makes you more enjoyable to be around. It makes you happier just being around yourself, being within yourself. These are things that really impact the work that you do, which is how we apply these things at Yazoo. It's not always about work, but it is what we do as a business. It is how we make our money. It is how we pay our employees. It's delivering work. But delivering work can be frustrating. It can be frustrating working with certain people. But ultimately, we are all individuals. We all have hearts. We all have a pulse. We're all here together. And the more that we can interact kindly, the more that we will get a beneficial impact, whether that's a great result, a great working relationship, or, very least a friendship. So that's something that we really try to build in here at Yazoo.
And I think a huge tip we can give is businesses that are family businesses, just reminding everybody, he's my son. He's my son. He's my son. Which way am I?
Other way.
I don't know. I can't point the right way. No matter where I point, it points that way.
That's my mother.
He's my son. And so I love you, and I love doing this with you, and it's super fun. But sometimes where we're not kind is to each other. And so kindness is so important, even at the level of the people that share your frustrations. Sometimes we need to take a step back, and when you're in a family business, and you need to be kind to one another first and foremost, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think the cool thing about it is the complexities of, for us, we're a Christian business, right? We're Christians.
Okay.
And that is why we say kingdom mindset is because we're Christians, and not all of our clients are, not everybody we interact with is, but that doesn't mean that so being kind doesn't mean you have to agree with everything.
Exactly.
It just means you can walk away. You don't need to be right all the time. You don't have to get the last word in. Like, there's some simple basic rules that we say, like, you can stop a conversation. That's okay. Like, if you see that you're getting into a conversation with someone, whether it's a client, whether it's a consultant, whether it's, somebody in your network that you're networking with, um, it's okay to stop a conversation, and it's okay to end with a smile, and it's okay to not get the last word, which can be hard. Um,
Yeah, I can.
it's okay because, like, I'm not going to, it's starting to get dark in here. I'm not going to, there we go. I'm not going to not say I don't believe in my Christian belief and foundation just because somebody else doesn't. But I'm also not going to, you know, um, argue to the point of, because, like, we know that people are receptive, and that there comes a point in life where people are receptive,
Hmm.
and there's comes a point in life where, like, in the Bible it says above all things love, right? So if you're starting to get on that verge of hate and anger, like, I always just think above all things love, like, I'm walking away
It's
from
so
this
true.
but I'm not going to say, okay, I'll do that, or I'll agree with that, because that's not my belief system. But I'm also not going to be hateful. And I think that's hard. That's what we're trying to instill as a value in our business.
Absolutely. And I mean, it goes back to what you and I wrote down originally. It's being kind and polite doesn't mean you have to give up your own convictions. And that's just something to think about. Um, as you go through your day-to-day activities, as you go through your work, and as you interact with those folks around you, and those folks you may or may not know, or may not align with. But there's an opportunity here for us to continue to take the world to a better place. So that's just something that we're bringing into Yazoo that we can help, instill in our team, and instill in our team's family, and which is part of the Yazoo family, and out in our communities. So just something for today. Our kingdom mindset and our thought at Yazoo is being kind and polite. And being kind and polite doesn't mean you have to give up your convictions. So think about it. Drop a comment. We love to hear from you guys, and how our company values maybe applying to your own life, and what you guys think about them. But let's shift gears here a little bit and talk about marketing. So Find Things Refresh, we really are trying to take a different turn on what Find Things was. Find Things was Angie's baby. She built it up, and it's always been a shout out of something that she's thought has been a Find Things. We've taken a little twist on that. We still do that, but we brought it into the marketing world. And a fine thing for today is multimedia strategy. And like I said at the beginning, this isn't your high school multimedia class. We're not just talking about PowerPoint. We're talking about multimedia, which the definition of multimedia is using more than one medium or form of expression. In your business, you are doing that. You write about your business. You have pictures about your business. Hopefully, in today's age, you have video about your business. Maybe you have audio. Where do those where does that type of media live? Is there a channel that it lives in? Is it a traditional channel? Is it a new digital channel? All of these things sort of make up your multimedia strategy. So it's really funny. Angie and I, we have these conversations with clients, and we talk about, what is your multimedia strategy, which could be another way, of saying marketing strategy. But you have to look at it in the mediums in which you are present. So Angie, I'm going to turn it over to you, and you can kind of run with this a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think you said it. I mean, you almost said the whole thing, but, like, when you say strategy, what is strategy? What is your multimedia strategy? Well, we're small. We don't really have a multimedia strategy, but technically everybody should, because
Yeah.
at its very core. So if you want to start, you're a super small business. Let's say you just started and you're like, I don't know what that even means. So let's say you're planning your calendar for a month, even on social media. you're looking at two things. You're looking at where is your client, customer, audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Number one. And then what do they want to hear about your business? And you're always giving them, what solution to a problem that they have. Like, you always want to give what's the solution to something that they need or a problem that they have. So you start with those two things, and then you can build out a very simple table, a very simple chart that says, like, if my audience is 30-year-old women, for example, where are they? But then let's say I'm giving them a specific concept. How am I giving them that concept?
Mm-hmm.
And so we struggle with this ourselves with clients, because it's like, well, just find a stock photo. Like, a lot of times people are so busy, they're all over the place. They can't, and they're just like, find a stock video that says this, but that, like, okay, well, like, that's like the lowest form of multimedia. It's like very
Mm-hmm.
low energy. Like, that's like the lowest form. So, you want to look at, okay, what kind of images can I get? What kind of content? You want to look at, like, audio, which you just said, audio, like
Mm-hmm.
podcasts, or I heard a little secret that Facebook's going to allow us to post audio soon. Don't know if that's true or not, but
I have heard it's in the very near future.
little rumbling I heard. And then um video. So you've got stuff like just stock, low level, and then you've got your pictures, your real stuff, you've got content, written word, you've got audio, you've got video. And there's more, but that's like the what everybody seems to, like, basically understand. And if your multimedia strategy is all pictures, then
It's not multimedia, really.
yeah, my media strategy is pictures.
Exactly. And that's an area that I know it becomes a point of conversation for us internally, because you can go into a couple different directions just with that topic, right? Of, well, what type of pictures are you utilizing? To your point earlier, are they stock photos? Are they team photos? Are they action photos? Are they candid? Are they photos of you being out in the community interacting with your clients? These are all ways in which you convey yourself, i.e., your business. And you can do that really well through different types of media, but it shouldn't always just be one type of media. And to Angie's point earlier, when you go out and you find stock photography or stock video or stock audio, whatever it may be, that's fantastic. It's amazing that we're even at a point where we can go and get those things and they're readily available. However, they've been used over and over and over again. In fact, there's a couple memes out there that replay the same stock picture over and over and over again. It's like, hey guys, I've seen it. So something fresh, something new, something that's you. And that's important. So that's really what we get into when we talk about multimedia. And then the other area is how in which you use that type of media, right? So is it something that's a social post? Does it live within, your website? Is it something that you're doing within a campaign? Is it a transition from, you starting with a video and getting into a collage, and then it ends with, it could be a white paper that's ultimately followed up by a Loom video, which is you walking someone through a PDF or white paper, whatever it may be. These are all ways in which multimedia can impact your business from a marketing perspective and also a sales perspective. And the other area of that is also operations. You can build a whole multimedia strategy around training, around how someone comes in and is brought into your business, a new employee, or a process for operations in the back of the house. Maybe there's an SOP document, but also a video that talks them through that SOP document. These are all ways in which we talk about media, and it is truly a world of multimedia. So that's just something, it's funny that we hear it all the time. I don't do multimedia. And even when Angie brought it up to me earlier today, it's like my brain instantly goes back to my high school class sitting in a computer lab and doing PowerPoint.
Yeah.
That's not what multimedia is in 2022. And then you get into the true world of media, and you're opening up a whole other world of buying media, placing media. How do you do that? What's the strategy behind that? This is where we really like to live at Yazoo. This is what we really have fun doing. So it's just a topic that we thought was interesting for us to bring up. And it's always one that's, a topic of discussion, because frankly, they say, what are you talking about, multimedia? I don't do multimedia.
Yes, you do. So,
Yes,
like,
you
I
do.
even think, like, here's an idea that I always have and we never execute on. And it's like, why do more people, because we still do business cards, like as an agency, we still get asked to do business cards or design a logo or whatever.
Sure.
I mean, how cool would it be to just like do your business card is literally just a QR code to a video of you saying, "Hey, I'm Angie. It's so nice to meet you." You know what I do? I help people figure out their marketing strategy and how they fit that within their budget. I love working with, I mean, like, and then they just do your QR code and because people always say to me, "Well, I can't fit anything on my business card. My business is hard to explain. Like, my business card doesn't sum up what I do." I mean, how cool, like I was thinking, like, what if you were dating, which obviously you're not, you're getting married in a
100 days out, the big day. I can't believe it.
but what if you were like, were to hand out a flyer with a big QR code on it, and like it was you? Like, maybe we'll do this for Aaron. Hopefully not at a bar, but like at church or at
Wherever.
concert, and you're like, it goes to a QR code and it's like, "Hi, I'm so and so and I'm blah 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 blah." Like, wouldn't that be so cool?
I mean, we could actually maybe do something with some local speed dating. That would be hilarious. Um, but I mean, it does. What's really funny though, in that same manner, is I'm gonna forget the name, but it's called Plop or something. There's the new business where it's basically the back end of your phone, and you can tap it, and it brings up different areas in which you live, whether it's your website, your Instagram, your social channels, all of that jazz. But the beauty of doing that and what Angie's talking about is maybe taking it a step further and incorporating a video of yourself talking. These are all ways in which you can continue to engage your audience. But I love this potential dating thing. Let's back burner that and keep it on the
We might be onto a business idea. Nobody steal it.
copyrighted.
Copyright now. Business idea.
Oh, I love it. Well, that's the wrap up, of the marketing tip for today is dive into your multimedia strategy. If you don't know what that means, if you're trying to get started or really, get a basic understanding of how to approach multimedia, reach out to us. We'd love to have that conversation, even if it's a quick 15 to 30-minute phone call on what the heck that even means for you and your business. We're here for you and we're happy to dive in with you. But let's take it into our third and final chapter of episode 5, which is our Find Things Refreshed shout out, which Angie, I know this is one that you're really excited about. It is local to the Altoona area. And this is something that, how do I want to explain it? Prior to the pandemic, this was a really, really big topic for businesses, was creating this experiential experience more than just one thing. It's experiential shopping. So Angie, I'm going to pass it over to you. And as soon as you say it, I'll throw up their logo on the page here for us.
Yeah. So I just want to say for a minute, before we went into COVID, I was actually being asked to speak on this. I spoke a couple times, experiential marketing, experiential retail, destination experiences. So where even businesses were looking at how could they, when someone came to their office, how could they make it experiential? And why do you want to do that? Because it becomes a memory and then people are more engaged with you, more apt to react with you more than once. So I love that the owner of this place is bringing back a destination experience to Altoona. And it's the Shops at Calvin House, and it's their latest edition, which is the Laurel and Stitch Boutique. Got to see the logo. Wait, where is it? Right
It's
there.
in the middle.
Laurel and Stitch Boutique. It's not Lilo and Stitch. I keep calling it that.
We did call it Lilo and Stitch for a second there, and I was going down a wormhole.
Stitch Boutique is a women's boutique, a little bit of something for everything. They have maternity, they have for my age, they have for younger women, they have accessories, and it's just awesome. And I just say, everybody check it out. They are now open for business. And if you haven't checked out the Shops at Calvin House, what you have up there is Cafe Kiros. You have Atlas Furniture Imports. And you now have Laurel and Stitch Boutique, and they have music up there, and they have this unbelievably cool outdoor patio.
Back area. Yeah.
Um, so there's music that, what you go in, you can check out the Cafe Kiro's Facebook page, and it literally will give you when there's music happening. Dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner, really awesome food. They have a great gluten-free menu. But basically, what you can do is you can go in there, you can grab yourself a cup of coffee or what's it called, a bubble tea,
Bubble
or
tea.
um and walk around, go to the boutique, go to Atlas Furniture, check it out, run back over to Cafe Kira's for some music. So like, when if music starting at 7, go around 5:30 and have a true
Exactly.
experience where you're walking around, you're enjoying, and then you go back over and you end with music. And that's where the owner, Jason, is going to continue to build on that. It really is a fine thing. I love that he's bringing this to the Altoona area. He tends to fly under the radar and thinks that, like, find out about it for yourself, but we're helping him get the word out there.
Yeah.
Because it's great food. Atlas has some phenomenal pieces. So if you're an interior designer, they give you a discount.
Yep.
I think it's 20% any interior designer all the time. So you can go in, get discount if you're an interior designer. Specials running, like the Memorial Day specials still running through the 15th of the month. It's I believe it's 30% off plus, depending on the item, on select items. So really, really great. But Laurel and Stitch Boutique is their latest addition to the Shops at
The
Calvin.
logo again.
Love their logo. Really was a take on what one of the girls actually drew, and was turned into a logo. So it's really the heart of those ladies running those young ladies running the store. I hope you'll go visit.
Yeah, and it's, guys, it's a great place to go. What the heck was that? But I mean, again, going back to experiential shopping in this destination experience, it's something that you guys have to sort of see for yourself. And I Jason is really promoting that. Got to come see it for yourself, but do it. Take a chance and go spend some time there. This is something that I think you guys will really find and enjoy. But our Fine Thing refresh shout out is Laurel and Stitch in Altoona, PA, at the Calvin House, the Shops at the Calvin House. So
yeah, the Shops at the Calvin.
check it out. Check it out. And we're going to wrap up. I mean, we're just excited to continue these things. If you guys have thoughts, you guys have comments, there's topics you guys would like us to explore in the future, let us know. If you want to have a discovery conversation and just sort of see how we may be able to help you out, let us know. We're always open to meeting new folks. But we really appreciate you guys tuning in, diving on in with us, and get ready for episode 6. Try and get another one out this month. It may bleed into after the 4th of July holiday. We've got some moving and grooving over here, some projects that are rocking and rolling, which we're really excited about. So we're going to try and carve some time out and keep you guys updated. But stay tuned in. Let us know if there's any topics you want us to connect with, and keep on diving in. We appreciate y'all. Have an awesome Thursday. Bye, everybody. See ya.